Trump said last night that we might have a recession. And when it hits in 3 months and everyone blames Biden, just remember Trump was handed the best economy in U.S. history. And Biden kept us out of a recession for 4 years, and it only took 4 months for Trump to put us in one.
Stop crying right now, okay?
Okay.
Are you crying?
No.
Not
I'm not.
Okay.
I'm laughing.
You're happy?
I'm laughing.
Oh, yeah, you're laughing.
Yeah.
Okay, do you want to watch Sophia?
Yeah.
Okay, no more crying, okay?
I think I'm a little bit tired.
Republicans in Congress want to cut medical research to pay for tax cuts for billionaires.
Access to education.
Kids' school lunch programs.
Head Start.
FEMA.
Ag research.
Public health funding and medical research.
Research for Alzheimer's.
Why?
To give tax cuts to the billionaires.
Republicans in Congress
Want to cut veteran services.
Essential services for veterans and their benefits.
Vital programs for veterans.
To fund tax breaks for billionaires.
Republicans in Congress want to cut health care for moms and babies.
Health care for people with disabilities.
Medicaid.
Medicaid. So they can have more tax cuts
For their billionaires club.
Republicans in Congress want to cut
the support for 2/3 of our seniors who are in nursing homes.
literally to kick seniors out of nursing homes
In order to pay for tax cuts for billionaires.
Massive tax cuts for billionaires.
Some folks who aren't feeling Trump's optimism right now are American farmers, and they are stuck in the middle of all of this.
Frank, who did you vote for president?
Mr. Trump.
Right?
Trump.
Mr. Trump.
If the election were today, Frank, would you vote for Donald Trump?
No way. Couldn't happen.
No.
You voted for President Trump. So now, in this moment, you say you're in a free fall. What is your message to him?
So I'm off the Trump train. Where I'm going for now is I got to protect my business.
Island, a wheat farmer who says he's lost $400,000 since Trump took office.
I think there was a lot of people who voted for him that want to stay loyal to him, but it's going to get to the point where financially, if it's between supporting the president or losing your family farm.
You voted for the president?
Yes, I did.
And do you support these policies which might be hurting farmers like you?
Right now, we're the ones that are taking the hit.
I think he's sort of backstabbing the main people who got him into office in the Midwest, and he just left us down.
Kansas farmers are publicly regretting voting for Donald Trump and wish they would have read Project 2025 now that Donald Trump's policies are directly affecting them. Specifically the cuts to USAID funding, which would have been used to purchase farmers' goods. Listen to what the executive director of the Kansas Farmers Union had to say about it.
There are a lot of people who are very concerned out there who voted for this administration. But, you know, they wrote it all down in Project 2025. I guess we should have paid a little closer attention to what was in that.
Yeah, you probably should have. It's not as if people weren't warning you. It's not as if Kamala Harris went out every single day and warned Americans about Project 2025. But you believe the guy that can never tell the truth when he said, I know nothing about it. And now you're suffering, but the worst part is we're all suffering. There's hungry people around the world that are being affected by that funding cut. So yes, welcome to the find out phase. We're all here. Have a seat. Grab yourself some ramen. It's the only thing that's cheap anymore. And enjoy.
What percentage of your workers are not U.S. born?
Probably half.
About half?
Yeah.
How many hours does this go on?
It's 24 hours a day. You know, we could milk 8 hours a day, but it wouldn't be feasible or profitable for us to produce milk.
So you need workers like this year-round?
Yes, yes.
Governor Kristi Noem of South Dakota, her farm is just a few miles away. This farmer who voted for her, who voted for Trump, who still supports them, doesn't believe that they would round up immigrants and ask them for their immigration status because it's an open secret that farms in this state are held up by undocumented workers. Are you worried, like some of your other farmers, that if there were a mass roundup of undocumented migrants, that you might lose workers, you might not have enough workers?
Well, the question I asked, how are they going to do that? Within 2 days, we will not have food. There will not be food anywhere.
2 days?
Yes. That's why I predict nobody will be filling the shelves, nobody will be producing food. If we once have to shut down and be gone, it's never coming back.
Does Governor Noem understand that?
I would think so.
You have a lot of faith that they're not going to do what they're saying.
That's pretty much what I'm thinking. So we have to trust in our officials that are put in place.
The USDA just canceled over $1 billion in funding for schools and food banks to buy from local farms. Here's what that means. 2 major programs just got shut down. One helped schools and child care centers buy fresh, local food. The other funded food banks and community feeding programs. Both were meant to make food supply chains stronger and get nutritious meals out to people who need them. Now, no new funding is coming. States can use what's left in their current agreements, but once that's gone, that's it. No more. School nutrition officials are worried because schools depend on this to provide healthier meals. Food banks are losing a key funding source, and small farmers who supplied these programs just lost a major buyer. Even governors are pushing back. Massachusetts Governor Maura Healey called the cuts devastating for families and farmers. At a time when food prices are high and food insecurity is rising, this decision matters. Schools, food banks, and local farmers are all affected. So what happens next? That's the question.
My medication, it runs $20,000 a month without insurance. I make $800 a month. Oh, that will kill me. That would kill my friends. That would kill millions of people in this country if they lose their health care.
We're in California's District 22, a rural community in the state's Central Valley. This district voted for Trump for the first time in 2024, but now his policies threaten one of the benefits people here rely on the most.
It bothers me when people like Elon Musk say that people on those programs are the parasite class. It's just cruel.
Do you know anyone personally who voted for President Trump but depends on benefits like Medicaid?
Oh yeah, I know a lot of people.
Trump promised a lot of things. I thought it will be more family values and those programs that we really need here.
One of those promises was to protect Medicaid, which 67% of people in this district rely on. It's the largest percentage of any district in the entire country. Can you
guarantee that Medicare, Medicaid will not be touched?
Yeah, I mean, I have said it so many times, we're not going to touch it.
But his administration just proposed an $880 billion cut to Medicaid over the next 10 years. One resident who would be impacted by Medicaid cuts is 64-year-old Irma Arredondo, who voted for Trump in 2024. Irma has several chronic health issues, including type 1 diabetes. She's also a full-time caregiver for her daughter, who has cerebral palsy, and her sister, who has Turner syndrome.
Valerie has her medication for her seizures. She needs care of everything. And I just give massage to her hands, to her legs. I stay with her until she falls asleep.
Sounds like you take really good care of her.
Oh, and my baby is my dog.
So you, your sister Irene, and your daughter Valerie, you're all on Medicaid. And how important is Medicaid for your family?
Can you imagine? We live on a daily basis with sicknesses. This is for the cholesterol too. This is also for my blood pressure.
So Medicaid pays for all of it?
Yes.
If you didn't have Medicaid, how much would this cost you? How much money?
Thousands maybe.
Thousands. And that's just for you?
Just for me.
Not for your daughter? Not for your sister?
No. The medicine that my daughter takes for seizures, I won't be able to afford it. So we feel hopeless if those cuts come, you know. What we're going to do.
Irma was a farm worker for more than a decade. She believes that some of her and her children's health issues can be linked to the pesticides she was exposed to while working in the fields.
When I was pregnant with my child, I was working in the field. I remember it was this little airplane and sprayed us. But when my baby born, the doctor just said, "Uh-oh, something's missing." And when he gave me my baby doesn't have her arm.
So with these risks that you and your community face in agriculture, and then to have the system threaten to take away your health insurance, to take away protection, how does it make you feel?
Like I told you, I feel like these stubby nuts in the back, you know. But why when we put food on their tables? You know that we risk our health. Look at me right now. Look at me, how many sicknesses that I have. the COPD. I didn't have COPD at that time. We got all in the fields. Where else?
We're seeking permanent income tax cuts all across the board.
The $880 billion in Medicaid cuts proposed in President Trump's budget will help pay to permanently extend his 2017 tax cuts.
The largest tax breaks would go to the wealthiest individuals. Are those your values?
No, that's not right.
In the last election, who did you vote for?
I feel embarrassed to tell you that before, all the years back, since I got my citizenship, I said I was a Democrat. But then, in these last elections, I voted as a Republican. Why? Because I'm against abortion.
Family values.
Family values.
Irma isn't the only one in District 22 who feels betrayed by the administration's plan to gut Medicaid.
The only people that are hurting are the poor people that really need the stuff. Elon Musk doesn't need it, Trump doesn't need it, and billionaires don't need it.
They're making out big time with this, but they're hurting people in the process.
District 22's representative is David Valadeo, a Republican who voted in favor of the budget resolution to cut Medicaid, after initially voicing concerns about how potential cuts to social programs could affect his constituents. If just 2 Republicans vote no on the final legislation, they could stop Medicaid from being cut.
The folks in this district have voted for him because he, in the past, has been able to stand up against his party. But now he's really stuck between a rock and a hard place because it seems as if the Trump administration is going to really ask for loyalty from him and for him to play ball on every single issue, not just the issues that play well in this district. And so that might mean that they expect him to vote for things that are going to hurt his constituents directly.
This is for all of the MAGA folk who are crying right now because they've been fired. Why are you doing that? I honestly don't understand why. You voted for this. This is exactly what you wanted. This is exactly what he said he was going to do. They even had a handbook. Project 2025. You know, the thing that you didn't believe was a thing? The thing that he said he wasn't associated with? So you just believed him for some reason, even though many of the people around him is associated with that in one way or another. But you were just like, nope. King Cheeto said he's not associated with it. He must not be. How do you feel about that now? How do you feel about that now? Great again? Doesn't look like it.
Appealed. I'm gonna fight for my job back. I took an oath of office to fight for this administration.
Long story short, that is a Trump supporter, Trump voter, who is also a federal employee who now has no job because of the person that she voted for. And I just wanted to hit on this misconception that this young woman apparently has. She says, I took an oath to defend this administration. No, you didn't. No federal oath is specific to an administration. The oath that you took was to protect and defend the Constitution of the United States. That's your federal oath. The fact that and I'm sure she does, absolutely believes that she has sworn fealty to this administration is a problem. And yeah, it's hard to feel sorry for that.
Could you please help me understand how people this stupid even exist? Because I don't even know how they can function in the world. How do people this stupid dress themselves? How do they figure out how to procure for themselves food to keep them alive? How did you not somehow manage to walk into traffic and get hit by a bus? How is it that people this stupid can even make it to adulthood? I want to know.